Alright, welcome back Dio Builders. I have another tutorial for you guys. Somebody requested a pillars for a tutorial down in one of my older videos. So I went ahead and had time to do that. I painted in a marble theme. I did do a video a little bit ago showing this technique. I won't show that technique in this video. I'm just showing how to build the pillar. So like always guys, let's just get right into it. Alright, so here we are on the first step. I have a close-up of the pink insulation foam that I like using. I'll leave a picture of what it is, this material, because I have a lot of questions in my comments as of lately of what material this actually is. I always leave a picture down in the left-hand corner explaining what it is. So I'm just going to tell you the straight-up measurements for these two pieces instead of cutting it out on camera for you guys, so this video could be a little bit shorter. It's actually 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. I cut out two pieces of this. So here's the first piece. I'm just showing you with the ruler so you can see the size. I have another identical piece right off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and move that to the side and go on to the next piece. The next two pieces that we're going to need, it's the white foam core board. This has the black paper on it because I buy it at the Dollar Tree because the paper comes off very easily like this. See if I can show it on camera. And you're going to want to do that to your pieces. And these two pieces are... if I remember right, I believe 2 inches by 2 inches. Yeah, it's 2 inches by 2 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and take the paper off of these because we're not going to need the paper on this because we're going to actually paint this and we want the paint to be absorbed into the foam. And I'm going to go ahead and move that to the side and we're going to go back to those two pieces of pink foam that we have. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to grab our ruler and line up both corners, and then we're just going to grab a pen and lightly draw the line. You don't want to make an indent because that's going to show up when you start painting it. We just want a light line going across. Same thing with this. We're going to line up both corners and lightly press down so we only get the ink on there. We don't want indentation because it's going to show up when we paint. I'm going to go ahead and do that to the other one off camera. And we're going to go ahead and move on to our two white foam core squares. And we're going to go ahead and black base these before we actually glue them down. It's going to make it easier just to paint these when they're off. So I'm going to go ahead and paint both of these solid black. We're not doing a black wash. We're just going to paint it solid black. I'm going to go ahead and finish this off camera and we're going to come right back. Alright, now that I have both my pink squares with the lines on them, like that, and I have both my black squares painted up, or both my black squares of foam core painted up, I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here. This is why I made the X, to kind of show me where the middle is, so I could get these lined up in the middle fairly well. And basically, if you did this right, your corners of your white foam core that you painted black is going to line up with the lines that you have drawn across your pink foam. And I'm going to go ahead and just apply some white Elmer's glue right onto here. I'm choosing Elmer's glue this time instead of hot glue because with hot glue sometimes it won't get it really flush, and I want that flush look, especially if you're going to take pictures of these pillars. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply some white glue and just go ahead and move it around a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and line up my lines with my corners. Put that one to the side. Same thing with this one. Go ahead and just apply some white glue as well. Same thing, I'm just going to apply it down, move it around to spread out that white glue, and then I'm going to try to line up the lines with my corners. I may have cut this piece of pink foam a little too small, but I can make it work. Go ahead and press down. And you're just going to want to let these dry. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, and we're going to come back to the next step. Alright, here we are. The glue has finished drying. It's on there really well. It's not coming off. And so now that we have them glued down, we're going to go ahead and just apply our black paint as well to these to the pink foam that we have. So I'm going to go ahead and do that a little bit on camera. And like always, I'm going to show a little bit on camera and then finish it off camera. And we're going to come back to the next step. And this is why I wanted to make sure that you guys don't push down hard to make these cross lines, because if you leave it indent, it's going to show up under your black coat of paint. And if you do push down too hard and you have that indent in there, you can get rid of them if you just sand it. But if you avoid that extra step, the better, because you don't want this pink foam going everywhere and you're going to need to wear a mask. It's going to get all over your workstation. So Just make sure when you make these lines to press very lightly to just only get the ink on there, just so you have those corresponding lines to help you put the centerpiece of foam straight on there. Like I said, I'm going to cover the whole thing, bottom, all the sides and top, all black, and we're going to come back to the next step. Okay, as you see, the paint has dried. I painted it completely black. I'm going to go ahead and move those to the side. We're going to go ahead and move on to the center of the pillar. And what I use for the center pillar is a paper towel roll. It's 11 inches long, it's 2 inches wide, and we're going to use some corrugated cardboard. I bought a giant roll of this corrugated cardboard. I'll show you a quick look of it. I can't fit on all on camera, but I bought this at Joann's. It's already corrugated. It's in big sheets. So we're going to go ahead and cut out a piece of that, which I already pre-cut off camera to fit the 11 inches around, or 11 inches tall, the same as the toilet paper roll. And if I remember correctly, it's 6 inches long to cover the whole thing with some extra slack. Yeah, 6 inches long. So you're going to go ahead and cut that out of your corrugated cardboard. You can get corrugated cardboard from regular cardboard. You're just going to have to soak the top layer and then just peel off the top coat, and then you'll have the corrugation. But like I said, I found mine at Joann's in a giant roll, which made it a lot more easier. And we're going to go ahead and hot glue this onto the toilet paper, or to the paper towel roll. And so how I do that is I just find an edge that I like, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a generous bead of hot glue down the center of it. And then I'm going to grab my corrugated cardboard. I'm going to go ahead and just put one edge of that on there and just line it up. You're going to want to press down to make sure it's secured onto the paper towel roll. And be careful, again, this is hot glue, you don't want to burn yourself. There we go. Nice and dry, and I'm going to go ahead and just roll this around the paper towel roll. And like I said, I made it a little bit long so it could overlap towards the back, and so I could get a nice tight roll on here. I'm just going to go ahead and apply some hot glue right here. And again, I'm just going down, straight down the line. I'm going to go ahead and press down firmly to make sure that hot glue sticks on there. I have to add a little bit more hot glue. Like I said, you're going to want to add a generous amount just to make sure that's nice and secure on there. There we go. As you can see, that's going to be the center of our pillar. We're going to go ahead and black base this with just some black acrylic paint. But if you do have spray paint, you want to save some time. None of this is foam, and so the spray paint won't eat at it. So you could just do a quick coat of black spray paint over there. I recommend a flat black spray paint, especially if you're going to do different color schemes for these pillars, like concrete or cement or marble. So that's just a heads up. You don't want to use some shiny black spray paint if you are going to spray paint it. So I'm going to go ahead and black base this off camera, and we're going to come back to the next step. Alright, now that we have all the pieces black based and ready to go for painting, I just want to mention one more thing before we move on to the final product. Is I use this stuff called Great Stuff. It's used to fill in gaps between windows and doorways and all that kind of stuff. It's fairly cheap. I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera though, because it takes a while to cure. But I'm going to go ahead and fill up the center of this so this could be rigid. You can put use newspaper or tissues in there to kind of keep it rigid, but with the Great Stuff, it hardens up, so if you accidentally drop your dial onto this, or if you put figures on top of this or anything like that, put any pressure on it, it will keep its shape, because of the Great Stuff will expand and fill up the void. And this way too, you'll have a bottom and a top to it, so you can actually glue it onto your base. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto my base right after I have the stuff cured, and I'm going to go ahead and paint it up and come back for the final look at it. Alright, now that we have everything black based and all dry, now you could apply any paint scheme that you want. You can make these concrete, you can make these cement pillars, you can make these Roman pillars where it's just straight up glossy white. I'm going to choose to do a marble color. I'm not going to show that technique that painting technique right here. I already did a video right before I uploaded this one. So you could go check that out. But I'm going to go ahead and paint this pillar up, and we're going to come back and see it all assembled and all painted up. Alright, here it is. I had to pull my camera a little bit further back so I could get the pillar in frame with the figures. I just put a couple of figures next to it. I put Aquaman from DC Icons, Venom from Marvel Legends, and Havoc from Marvel Legends, just so you guys could get a good rough estimate of the scale of this pillar. Like I said, I chose to do this in a marble texture, or a marble effect. I do have a video of how to do that on my channel if you guys want to learn how to do that as well. But like I said, you can really paint this pillar any color you want. Concrete, cement, plain white, really any color. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like always, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and hit that sexy subscribe button.